And then there is another one.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on? How you doing? I am Wavy. Hope everyone's doing well out there, chilling, vibing, all that good stuff, staying out the way. Hope your year's getting started off right. Thank you for everyone who's been pulling up to the videos, showing support, whether that's through a like, comment, subscribing, consider all that good stuff, because I do drop 3 to 4 videos a week over here on the channel at least, and on various topics. And let's get to the video. Here we got Joy Reid. She's on with the Moms for Liberty co-founder, defending a book that is a little bit too graphic, a little bit too raunchy to be in public schools. And we're gonna get to a couple of the videos, but she's attacking this woman for being a part of a group that had various books taken off of shelves, whether that's because of CRT or LGBTQ or just inappropriate things that children should not be finding in their school system. All right, but let's get to it. So here's a couple of the books that that the group has played a part. Moms for Liberty has played in with having them removed. So we have Gender Queer, All Boys Aren't Blue, which we'll get to in a little bit, The Bluest Eye, Flamer. Okay, so there's a list of them. All right, there's a couple that people don't agree with, where like, the color purple and certain other ones were taken off, but those kind of books do kind of teach like a little racism element, that we don't need to keep on having people relive over and over. I mean, that's just what I think. I've never seen The Color Purple. I've never read it. I don't know what it is. I just know that it takes place in a different time frame. All right, but let's stick to this one. So let's get to a couple of things that she's gonna say.
The question I'm asking is, what is the expertise that you have and other Moms for Liberty advocates have to decide that a book, an award-winning book like All Boys Aren't Blue, isn't appropriate for students to read? What is your expertise?
What a tragic story of a young man who's anally raped by his...
First, YouTube, I went on to YouTube to find this. This was something that aired live, okay? I'm sorry for the graphic nature of it, but I found it on YouTube, okay, in its context. All right, let's get back.
The question I'm asking is, what is the expertise that you have and other Moms for Liberty advocates have to decide that a book, an award-winning book like All Boys Aren't Blue, isn't appropriate for students to read? What is your expertise?
What a tragic story of a young man who's anally raped by his adult family member. So you have incest, rape, pedophilia. Joy, you said you'd let me answer, so I'm going to answer
Please
for
do.
you.
Now, those are very traumatic things. Those are things that you hope and pray that doesn't hit too close to home, and that's all taking place in this book, which, is being given to kids in the schools. Now, it's one thing if you're a parent and you want to go teach your kid that or have them read it for whatever reason. All right, you go to Barnes & Noble, you go on Amazon, you order it yourself. But to have it accessible on taxpayer dollars in the schools, that's where I got a problem with it.
What context is a strap-on dildo acceptable for public school? That's my question to you. Tell me what the context around the strap-on dildo or the rape of a minor child by a teacher.
Hold on a second.
No,
wait,
we're talking about public school.
One moment.
By a teacher. So you have this in the schools. You know what I'm saying? So many seeds are being planted with this. This is a book that, like I said, it has a lot of pain, a lot of trauma. It's talking about pedophilia and stuff like that. A lot of things. And I get it, address things and stuff. But this seems a little bit extreme to me. This is almost like, it's almost like a memoir glorifying it. I know that it's not being glorified, but you're planting all these seeds for these young minds.
moment.
All right.
So now you've asked me questions.
Sure.
I'm gonna answer it.
Okay.
Well, who is the main character? What's the name of the main character in All Boys Are Blue?
Who cares about the main character? Who cares about the author, the main character? We're talking about the circumstances and the situations that take place in the book. Nobody cares about the author and the context of it. We're a strap-on dildo. Matter of fact, you know what? This lady should have brought the book and read the book right here live on her show.
You're asking me right now.
You just gave me very specific information about this book, so you're presenting yourself as somebody expert.
It's the gentleman.
Hold on. Who's the main character in the book?
The main character is the author.
What's his name?
George, I believe, is his first name.
Because you're giving me very specific information that is.
You're asking me to remember the name of an.
Yo, man, she playing semantics. The name of the character and all that has nothing to do. She asked you point blank, should they be discussing those things, and is that what children should be exposed to? Strap-on dildos, pedophilia, rape, by a teacher. Is that what we should have in schools and have children reading? Meanwhile, kids around the world are learning how to critically think, how to work as a team and stuff like that. This is what we're teaching in our schools.
Author.
You just remembered very specific things.
Joy.
Here's my question.
We're talking about
Here's my question.
You didn't answer my question.
No. I'm going to answer your
Great.
question.
I would love to hear that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm interviewing you, and you're not interviewing me. So let's just make sure it's a conversation, okay?
Okay, great.
So what I'm saying to you is that as you are not an expert in this...
Yo, Joy, what's going on with that wig? What's going on with this hairdo? What the hell is this? And you sound stupid as hell. You're actually trying to have a conversation around normalizing this type of literature being in schools. You know how perverse that sounds? For children to have access to.
Book.
I don't have to be an expert to know that dildos aren't appropriate for public school. I mean, come on, let's get real.
Is a full content.
She's not addressing anything that this woman is saying. All she's doing is speaking over her. She's taking bits and pieces of what she's saying, and then just putting a magnifying glass on what she wants. She still hasn't answered the woman, and the woman's asked her a few times, is that appropriate for that stuff to be in a school in a school book?
Text story, as you said, of the author's experience. Why is it your right or a Moms for Liberty activist's right to say that a parent who wants their child to have access to this book, which gives a personal experience of this author, why doesn't a liberal parent, for instance, or a parent of an LGBTQ kid, why don't they have a right for their child to just have access to this book? Why is it your right to say they can't?
Listen, if they, like I said, if they want to have their child read the book, go buy it on your own dime. That's not fair that taxpayer dollars are paying for this crap to be in the libraries. Like you said, what if a liberal parent? What if a LGBTQ? Okay, well, what if a conservative parent? What if a traditional parent that just doesn't want their children reading this? And let's get to the. So this book is for reading age 16 plus years. Okay, its grade level is for 10 to 12. So it's for 16 to 18-year-olds. That's their target with this book. And I'm not saying a lot, but I think it's fair to say a lot of them, I don't know. But I remember in high school, if they were a part of that community, they usually knew by about that age. You know what I'm saying? If they want to go out and buy the book, let them. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep mainstream school systems. Let's keep it mainstream. Let's keep everything like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things we're not talking with. We shouldn't have children. Certain things we're not talking with kids about, and certain things we shouldn't be having kids have access to. That's why parental controls exist on the devices. That's why, you go into these apps and there's parental controls. There needs to be some type of filter for what your kids can and can't have access to. And like I said, Joy Reid still hasn't answered the question.
So again, we're talking about incest, rape, and pedophilia.
And each parent, each parent has to decide what is appropriate for their child to read. So I want you to.
Yeah, I think a lot of parents can agree that everything she just listed are inappropriate things to be, spoken about. So we don't even want our teachers discussing certain things with our children. So why would we think that this is okay? And then before you know it, you have some of these woke teachers that's gonna make it like one of the part of the curriculum. Some of these woke teachers, I wouldn't put it past them. If you allow it to stay in the school, somebody's gonna be ultra woke and say, "Hey, how can we get to the next level? How can we progress even further?" And that's what it's gonna be.
I'm going to ask it one more time. What is your right to tell a parent who wants their child, who might feel seen by this story, why don't they have the right? Why don't they have the right as a parent to say, my child can have access to this book?
If a child feels seen by this story, that means that they have been the victim of a predator. That means that they have either been raped by a family member, they've experienced
and your proof of that is what?
You just said that if a child feels seen by this story.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not, I'm not trying to make too many jokes and stuff, because this is not a something to take lightly. This is a very serious thing that I hope and pray, stays away from you and yours and me and mine's and everything, but it is a reality. And I understand that, but who gets to deliver the message? You know what I'm saying? And Joy still hasn't answered the question, are those things that, we should be having children be exposed to through books in their freaking school libraries? You know what I'm saying? And, if you are a victim out there or something like that, I hope that you get the help that you need and stuff like that. But, I'm not trying to have kids replicate it because they've been exposed to it through a book, and now they're curious about stuff. Now they go up to some of these teachers, and we see a story every day, every week about something with a teacher involved with a student. All right, let's continue, though. Not trying to keep this one too long at all.
It saddens me to be addressing this tonight, but it's highly necessary. The parents of this nation have been awakened to what is going on in the public school system, and we're not backing down. Parents need the first look and last say on everything happening in our schools. The current policies and practices are clearly not working. This book was available to students at Alta High School Library until parents, not the administration, had it removed for the highly inappropriate content. This book should have never been available to any student from the...
This is the book, Not All Boys Are Blue, the same book that they covered in the previous one.
Library at the time it was exposed. Let me repeat, it was the parents who raised concern over this book, not a teacher, librarian, or principal. As a matter of fact, on Amazon, this book is labeled as Teacher's Pick and is recommended for children as young as 14 years old.
What did I say? Teacher's Pick. It ain't gonna be long before it infiltrates the curriculum. All right, now it's Teacher's Pick. And is for kids as young as 14 years old. That's 8th grade for some kids. That's not even freshmen.
I'm going to read excerpts from this book that was available to our precious children. It is explicit in nature, so I would like to request that the time be paused while we give anyone who is a minor or who wishes to excuse themselves. No. Okay, I will go forward. This was...
Why should it be censored? It's not censored when the kids could go into the library and pull it off the shelf. It's not censored. Every adult in here should not... that has something to do with this board and stuff, none of them should feel uncomfortable because they're allowing it to go on. And I've seen many videos where they come in and they read it and then they're like, oh, no, this is inappropriate. But the children can get access to it.
Was in the high school library.
But please.
I would ask anyone to leave who is a minor. It was in the high school library. Let me repeat that. Okay. First of all, on page 182, the author says, this is likely the hardest chapter I'll ever write, as it frankly, I'm not even sure it fits with the themes of blackness or queerness or critical race theory in this book. I thought critical race theory wasn't being taught in our district. At Alta High School it was found. On page 200, it reads, you then asked me, do you feel that? Yeah, but I laughed and said, get your hand off my butt. You giggled, that is not my hand. You're lying, I said. You then placed both hands on my hips as we lay side by side. There was something poking me. You were fully erect at this point. I was nervous. We're going to get in trouble. You can't tell anybody, okay? You promised that you're not going to tell anyone. I promised. You then grabbed my hand and made me touch it. This was the first time I'd ever touched a penis that wasn't my own.
All right, and it continues, and you know, this is the crap and the filth that's allowed. I don't even want to continue. You know, especially when you know, given the circumstances of it. You know, I don't even want to continue listening to it, but this is what some kids are being allowed to read via their school libraries. You know, and I think parents need to continue, like this woman, like these people, along with myself speaking out on it, need to continue speaking out on it and putting it to action, showing up to the meetings and all that good stuff. But I'm not going to sit here and keep this video too much longer. If you stuck around this long in the video, as always, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like, hit the comment. Let me know whichever y'all thinking about this. Do you think that these books need to be allowed in the school system? Because, you know, kids need to be exposed to everything, and it's just literature. And, you know, that's the way that we're going to progress as a society. You think that this is Joy Reid has it. You know, she had Moms for Liberty representative feet to the fire because, you know, she couldn't answer any of the questions that Joy handed out, and, you know, that's just what it was. Or do you think, nah, these people are sick? You know, we're seeing it we're seeing it in movies. I remember that documentary on Netflix a few years ago, that Cuties, like all that stuff we're exposing children, and we're seeing like a whole bunch of stuff come from it. The pedophilia, the damn, I lost my train of thought. But sorry. The abuse that takes place, the grooming, we see all of that stuff, you know. And what do you think as a parent? Do you think that you know, these books should be pulled? You know, even I discussed the color purple, the Ruby Bridges story. There's a few other ones that they said are guilty of CRT, and then books like this with the LGBTQ agenda. Do you think that these should stay on the shelves or be pulled from the shelves? And then without that, let me get to my last clip. You know, this one's just a little bit funny, and this is why we can't have these kind of books and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But y'all be easy and stay wavy.